You pull into a gas station, stop beside the pump, and above you is always the same thing, a huge, flat roof, glowing with lights, stretching over the cars like it belongs there. Most people assume it is just for rain, sun, or maybe to make the station look nicer, but if that were the whole reason, why are these canopies so large, so bright, and so carefully built? Subscribe for more hidden design stories like this, because the truth is, that roof is doing far more than keeping you dry, and the real answer reaches into safety, psychology, branding, and the invisible rules behind everyday places. It keeps fuel out of the rain. At first glance, the canopy seems like it exists for one simple reason: to keep you dry. You pull in during a storm, step out of the car, and the roof saves you from getting soaked. Convenient. Obvious. Almost too obvious. But the stranger reason is not just about rain falling on you. It is about what rain touches after it hits the ground. The fueling area is one of the dirtiest patches of pavement in everyday life. Tiny fuel drips, oil residue, tire dust, brake dust, cleaning chemicals, and grime can all sit around the pumps. When rain hits that surface, it can turn into a moving sheet of contaminated water. Think of the canopy like an umbrella over a crime scene. It does not remove the problem, but it stops water from spreading it everywhere. Less rain on the fueling pad means less polluted runoff flowing toward storm drains, nearby soil, or waterways. In many places, this matters for environmental rules and site design. So the canopy is not just protecting the customer from the weather, it is protecting the outside world from the fuel station itself. The roof above your head is also a filter before the first drop even lands. It turns a dangerous zone into a controlled zone. Once you notice that the canopy is part of pollution control, the next layer becomes even more interesting. A gas pump does not look dangerous because it is so normal. People stand beside it with coffee, kids in the back seat, music playing, and a credit card in one hand. It feels like a vending machine for fuel. But underneath that ordinary moment is a place built around risk. Gasoline gives off flammable vapors. Cars roll in and out. Electrical systems power lights, displays, card readers, sensors, cameras, and pumps. And all of it has to operate in the same small area where people are handling a liquid that can ignite. The canopy helps to turn that messy, open space into a controlled zone. It creates a defined structure where lighting, wiring, clearance height, fire-resistant materials, drainage, signage, and emergency equipment can be planned together. Think of it like the ceiling of an outdoor machine room. It looks like open air, but it is actually engineered space. That is why the canopy is not just decoration. It is part architecture, part safety device, and part rulebook made visible. The roof is where the gas station stops being a parking lot and starts becoming a controlled industrial zone. It makes 2 a.m. feel safe. Now think about the same gas station at night. The pumps are quiet, the road is dark, the store glows in the distance. Without the canopy, the fueling area would feel like an empty patch of asphalt with machines on it. Most people think lighting is just there so they can see the pump screen. But lighting under a gas station canopy does something more psychological. It creates a bright island, a place that feels watched, organized, and open. That feeling matters, especially late at night, when a customer is deciding whether to stop or keep driving. The canopy gives the station a ceiling to light from. Instead of a few harsh poles throwing shadows across the pavement, the lights can spread evenly over the pumps, cars, faces, payment terminals, and walking paths. It is the difference between standing under a street lamp and standing inside a well-lit room. And that changes behavior. People are more likely to stop where they can see clearly, where they feel visible, and where the space feels maintained. A canopy does not just cover the pumps. At 2 a.m., it quietly tells your brain, this place is still open, still watched, and still safe enough to enter. It's a billboard you can park under, but if the canopy only solved weather, runoff, and safety, it could be plain. A simple roof would do. Instead, gas station canopies are often huge, bright, clean-edged, and branded from every angle. That is not an accident. The canopy is one of the biggest signs on the property. Before you read the price board, before you see the store, before you notice the pumps, you often see the roof line. The colors, logo, lighting, and shape tell you which brand it is, how modern it feels, and whether the station looks trustworthy enough to pull into. Think of it like a billboard that you can park under. A normal billboard asks for attention as you pass by. A canopy does that and then becomes the place where the transaction happens. It turns advertising into architecture. The brand is not just beside the road, it is above your car, around the pump, and inside the experience. This is why old, dim, stained canopies can make a station feel sketchy. Even if the fuel is the same, the canopy becomes a promise before the customer ever touches the nozzle. It says, this place is clean, visible, familiar, and ready for you. Sometimes the roof is the ad. It protects the most expensive part of the forecourt. The final layer is the one customers almost never think about. The canopy is not only there for people, it is there for the machines. And those machines are not cheap props sitting outside. A modern fuel pump is a small outdoor payment terminal. Measuring device, dispenser, communication point, safety system, and advertising screen all packed into one metal box. It has electronics, hoses, nozzles, displays, card readers, sensors, seals, filters, and parts that must work in heat, cold, rain, wind, dust, and constant use. If that equipment fails, the station is not just inconvenienced, it loses sales. The canopy reduces that punishment. It shields pumps from direct sun, heavy rain, snow, falling debris, and some of the long-term wear that comes from being exposed every day. Think of it like putting a roof over a row of cash registers, because that is basically what the pumps are. They are the place where the station earns money. So the canopy is not an extra feature added for comfort. It protects the most important working part of the business. To the customer, it is shade. To the station owner, it is armor for the machines that keep the whole place alive. So the next time you pull under a gas station canopy, do not just see a roof. See the hidden system above you, controlling risk, shaping behavior, protecting machines, and turning a patch of pavement into a place that feels safe enough to enter. Click the next video to uncover another everyday design secret. Like, subscribe, and comment what surprised you most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.